Have you ever heard the phrase, no flair behind this bar? Or do you have a manager that hates flair bartending? Or perhaps you've had a guest say to you, mate, I just wanted a beer.
Is it nutty? Is it foamy? Is it hoppy? Does it have a surprisingly fruity note which lingers on the tongue? It's beer.
Well, today I'm going to show you my secret flair moves to use behind a bar that doesn't allow flair. Stick around. Welcome if you're new around here. My name's Tom. I've been a flair bartender for 20 years. I've been a world champion, a UK champion. I've trained thousands of bartenders all over the world. I'm going to show you my 15 secret flair moves that you can use behind a bar that doesn't allow flair bartending. Now, these moves are really simple and it's all about the visual aspect. But we do need to understand there is a time and a place for flair bartending. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So you need to judge depending on which bar that you work at, which moves are going to work, which moves are not going to work. And also realize that it's not about you. It's flair bartending is about adding a bonus to your bartending technique. Now, we've all come across that person that hates flair bartending, and there's many reasons as to why people may dislike or hate flair bartending. I find the more regular one is that they've had a bad experience where there's been a bartender who's flared too much behind the bar, just juggling bottles, making bad drinks, giving bad service, and thus they've given a bad experience to their manager or their co-workers. Now, regular watchers of my channel will know that there's many different extremes of flair bartending. You have the extreme on stage, big badass moves, and then you have the working flair or craft flair style moves, which what we're going to go through today with these 15 secret flair bartending moves. Now, there is a video up here where you can go and check out the difference between working flair and exhibition flair, and I'll leave some links in the description below for other videos on craft flair bartending moves as well. Just a quick ad break about the new merchandise which is available. There is some links below this video where you can go and get yourself some I Love Flair merchandise. There's t-shirts, phone cases, towels, and other merch which is going to be available to everybody worldwide. So if you're interested, check that down below this video. But let's jump into those 15 secret flair moves. Before we do, there is a couple of rules about these moves. No spilling. Okay, so you're not allowed to spill any ingredients or waste any of your product that you've got behind the bar. No dropping or making mistakes. So that means the moves need to be easy and easily achievable. No throwing. So no throwing of any items. And that seems weird because it's 15 moves that don't involve any throwing. But finally, the fourth one is do it with style. And that's what flair bartending is all about. It's about bartending with originality and with style. So it's not necessarily about the move that you're performing, but it's how you're performing the move, which is why it is possible to flair on a bar that doesn't allow flair bartending. So the first one, the falling napkin. Simple as that. You're placing a napkin on the bar. If a guest is in front of you, you can just allow it to fall down in front. The second one is the backhand. And that is simply placing a napkin on the back of your hand with one hand and then turning your hand over and placing the napkin onto the bar top like so. And then finally, the napkin turnover, which is in the World Flair Association yellow level. I'll leave a link down below where you can find out more about that. This move is essentially an upgrade to the previous one, and it adds a little flourish before you place that napkin on the bar top. You're going to hold it between your fingers and your thumb, turn it over, bring it towards you, open your hand, and place it on the bar top. Okay, let's move on to some tin-on-tin tricks. Grabbing the small shaker, putting it on the edge of your bar, you're going to put ice into your large shaker, and then you can just push that small shaker into the large shaker. Super simple, super easy, and you can use different techniques to push that shaker in. You can use the scoop, you can use your hand, you can use the other end of the scoop, you can use the strainer, you can use absolutely anything you want to push that shaker into that small shaker and carry on. Probably the most useful move that you can use in flair bartending, and you can use this with your shakers, is thumb rolls. They are super fast and super quick, and the more you do them, the more they're just going to become second nature. When I pick up my shakers from the bar top, I always add a thumb roll. It's just become the norm for me. I find it very difficult to pick up my shakers without a thumb roll. It feels super weird. So you can simply just do that, and you can pick up with thumb rolls, put the ice in, and then you can even add another thumb roll before putting the shaker inside the large shaker. A thumb roll can be very tough at the beginning because it feels very strange, but essentially how you do it is you're going to hold onto the large shaker to begin with, and you're going to push the large shaker up to fly around your thumb, and then grab it in this hand. It takes a bit of practice to get that movement correct, but the more you try it and the more different variations that you try, the easier it'll become. And I can guarantee you within a few weeks, you'll be nailing the thumb roll with both hands without any problems whatsoever. Now there is a move in Flair which is just kind of waving stuff around a little bit. And you can use this with your shakers as well, just with a little bit of fancying about, put the ice in, and then again, you can place it onto the bar top. And you can get creative with this. So there's many different variations that you can use, which is essentially picking up the shakers between my middle finger and my thumb, and you're literally just doing like a figure of 8. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not letting go of anything. I'm just waving them around a little bit, placing the ice in, maybe one more wave around, and then onto the bar top. Or if you'd like a more simple version, you can pick up the shakers, place your ice in the large shaker, take it off, place it in, turn it over, onto the bar top. Easy as that. Now the next selection of moves involve rolling. Now this can be rolling a glass, or it can be rolling a shaker or a small shaker, or anything which is round basically, which will roll. And the first one is a simple roll up your arm. And I've covered this in other videos as well, and you can check out up there some more rolling techniques. But essentially all you're doing is pushing the glass from your hand to your arm and catching it in your other hand. And this is great if you're picking the glass up from this side and you need to scoop with your right hand. So I scoop with my right hand, and if your glass is here, you can turn it over, roll it, and then pick up the scoop and put ice in your glass. You can also do the same with your shaker, or if you're putting ice in your large shaker, you can then roll the small shaker into the large shaker. Alternatively, you can roll down. This is a lot more difficult and takes a bit more practice, but you can start small and just place the glass halfway on your arm and just roll it to your hand. But start with the shaker to practice, and realize that when you catch it, you're catching it like this. Your thumb is on this side. It's going to be hard to catch it with your thumb like that. So as you catch, you don't need to worry about bringing your thumb behind the shaker. You're going to grab it like this. Another way to do it is to roll with 2 hands like so. And this can be very useful when you're using a large shaker and a small shaker. This would literally be placing the shaker on your arm like so, and then you're just going to roll it like this, boop, and you'll come back into this position, take the shaker off, and then carry on with making your cocktail. The other way you can roll items is on the bar top. Depends the kind of bar top you have and depends on the kind of equipment you have. But obviously with shakers, they work super well because they're going to roll towards you. And you don't have to do much. You can literally just roll, maybe put ice in something else and pick up that shaker. Really, really simply done. Boom, boom, boom. And then carry on. All it's doing is creating a distraction whilst you do something else. Or if you want to get really fancy, you can just roll it through the glass and then carry on with making your cocktail. Nice. Okay, we're moving on to some pouring techniques. Every single bartender must pour their ingredients. So there's many different ways that you can pour your ingredients. I'm going to start off with a move which I call the finger twist +1, because it's a finger twist plus an extra move. So we come around, up, here, bosh. Ooh. Really simple to perform. I'm going to use my plastic bottle to show you how to do this. You're grabbing the bottle like this, so hands away from you, twist it in front of you, and you're going to grab between your finger and middle finger. Then you're just going to swing that over, and then you're going to grab hold of it with your thumb. Now from there, you're then going to continue moving the bottle, take it with your other hand here, then grab it by the neck, continue moving, and then make the pour. So all together, twist, grab, turn, pour. Yes, thank you very much. Another really simple move, again, no throwing, and I used to use this move a lot behind the bar, and it's literally just this. Whee! No throwing involved, although if you get better and if you get more confident and flair becomes allowed on your bar, then you can look at throwing. But essentially all you're doing is you're taking the bottle out of your speed rail, you're turning it over behind your back, passing it to the other hand, continuing the movement towards the shaker, grabbing it with the other hand directly into a pour. And then you finish the pour as you normally would in this tennis grab or in a reverse grip, or whatever you'd like to call it. So all together once again, swing, behind, up, pour. Ta-da! The final move is a twist forward, and it looks a lot more complicated than it is. So you're gonna come up, turn, and pour. Yes. And I'm gonna show you it sideways on with this practice bottle. As the bottle comes out of the speed rail, it's like you're going into a pour, but you're turning with one hand, you take it like this, you turn again, grab, and then you pour. So from the speed rail, it comes out, you twist forwards, turn, grab, and pour. Now the trick here is to not let your hands come off of the bottle, but it's also, the trick is to move the bottle more in this motion. I explained about why we need to do that in that video I spoke about earlier, the difference between working flair and exhibition flair. But you're swinging over, grab, and then pour. If I twist like this, then you're gonna spill the ingredients. So you're gonna come up, turn, and pour. Yes. I have a few other videos, which I'll leave in the description below, of different pouring techniques if you wanna get a little bit more fancy with your pouring. I'll leave those down below. Okay, moving on to our muddlers, spoons, and strainers. Now, it's something to remember when it comes to flair, it's not about how many moves you have, it's how you perform those moves and how you use them behind the bar. And if you are using a muddler, there was a thumb roll, if you are using a muddler, then there's only a couple of moves that you need to be able to perform with this. And this muddler move I call the lever pull, and I literally just pick the muddler up, put it behind the glass, push it forwards, and then I drop it into my other hand. So if I put it here, you can see it's a super simple move. It's almost a throw, but it's so quick that you're not really gonna make a mistake. And if you do drop it, the chances are it's gonna fall into your ice well, depending on the kind of setup that you have. But you can perform this move really, really simple. Okay, moving on to spoon moves. I've covered many different spoon moves. Again, I'll leave a link up here or a link down there of different spoon moves that you can come up with. And we're trying to create moves which don't take a lot of time to practice and are really easy to use. So this one is called the two-finger finger twist. So we have the normal finger twist, which is like this, which you can practice if you want. But we can do the two-finger finger twist, where you're literally just using both hands to spin the spoon like this, and you can carry on stirring your cocktail. The better you become at it, the more twists that you can do, and obviously the different positions you can do it in as well. But it's literally just a case of holding onto the spoon, one finger above, one finger below, and then twisting it around one another. And as I said, if you're working behind a bar, then it doesn't take long to be able to perform that move very, very quickly, very, very simply. The final move I'm going to show is with the strainer. Okay, and there's not many moves you can do with the strainer, and this one is essentially a flourish with the strainer, and it's literally making a figure of 8 to put the strainer on top of your shaker, and that is literally going like this. So I'm grabbing the strainer with my index finger and my thumb, swinging it under, around, up, under, around, up. And you can use it by swinging under the shaker, you can do it without the shaker, you can do it to one side, you can do it however you want. But it's a super simple move to be able to perform. So there we have it, 15 secret flair bartending moves that you can use behind a bar that doesn't allow flair bartending. I know that some people may struggle with some of those moves. If you do have any questions, put it into the comments box below and let me know how you get on. There's many ways you can upgrade these moves as well. And if you do have any suggestions of other ideas or videos that you would like to see me make or create, let me know in the comments box. Before I go, I want to say a massive thank you to these and these legends right here who do support me over on my Patreon channel, where I'm posting 3-Minute Thursdays, which a new series just started yesterday. And that is me teaching a full routine to the music of Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. So if you want to find out more about that or become a patron, there is a link down below. There's also a messaging system on the platform where we can have personal contact with one another. But a huge thank you to all you guys and girls who are supporting me over there. I really do appreciate it. And a big thank you to anybody who is going to join the community in the future. But without further ado, that is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been helpful for you. I hope these moves will be useful for you to be able to start using flair bartending techniques behind your bar. And again, let me know how you got on. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget there's a link for the merch down below. And until next week, I'll see you then.